All right, what's up, y'all? This is Vic Hill, 007 Streams with the 83K Way. We have someone who I haven't seen in a very long time, but have seen her on TV, on shows, I don't know what else. It's been ridiculous. I am excited to have Ranella here, and I'm gonna let her introduce herself because it's a laundry list of items. She's been super busy since the last time I've seen her. But yeah, go ahead and tell them who you are, where you're from, what you're about.
Thank you, Vic, and hello to all the 83K Way community. I'm your girl, Ranella, originally from the Philippines. I've known Vic since way back when. I've known him in all the club scenes, all the Hollywood members only scenes that Vic has sponsored.
Hair.
You still do.
No, that was long hair.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yep.
Dang, that's right. Yeah, so if you guys have drank free liquor from an event, more than likely Vic is the one who probably sponsored that event. I've been performing since I was a fetus in my mother's womb. I literally have been singing. I've been gifted with a voice, but amongst that, I have also hosted live stream shows I've been on the reality show Revenge Body by Khloe Kardashian, sang national anthems for the Lakers, Clippers, now the Kings. I mean, name it, I probably have sung it more than likely. And you know, I'm still going, I'm still here. I represent beauty, music, fitness now, unfortunately and fortunately, and music. And now I'm here.
Well, thank you.
You're so welcome.
Thank you. So, you know, season 1 was amazing, but season 2, we're kind of diving a little deeper into the journey that people have had and the mental hurdles that folks have had to overcome along their journey to where they're at and where they're continuing to go.
Right.
So what I want to do with you is kind of start, kind of tell people, where your journey initially started when it comes to
the career.
Singing. Yeah, the singing career. Because my assumption is that that's where everything kind of started for you. I could be wrong.
No, absolutely. I've been singing since I was a little girl, as I said. And because I'm originally from the Philippines, the time that I started singing and performing all over Hollywood, there were no Asian artists that was performing. I had to endure having to battle security guards to promoters to managers, producers, fighting my way to the top without having to bend my back to no man. As you know, I still have a clean record. Thank you very much. And to be honest, that's also one of the reasons that it was hard for me, because I also had to fight my family to push my position to where I'm at now. I had to tell them, like, look, listen, this is what I really want to do. This is my gift. This is my purpose. And because of that, hence how I actually got to Revenge Body by Khloe Kardashian, because mentally, I felt I wasn't supported by my family, which is my core. And so what I did was I wanted to prove to my mom that I'm like, hey, well, you know what? If you're not going to support me, go ahead and cut me off of the family, whatever benefits that you want. Let me just do this on my own. And I started doing that. I still went to school. I still worked. But I wasn't doing as much music anymore because supporting myself as a musician, as you know, music, you don't make music until you really have made it to the top and have gotten your sponsorships, etc. So I started gaining weight, and then I gained myself 70 pounds, and I stopped performing, which affected my career.
How long ago
You
was
didn't
that?
even see me during that time. Literally, when you saw me, I just started losing weight again. I had a hiatus in the music business from like 2000, maybe 12 to like 15 to 16.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah, seriously. And then I was literally like, I didn't want to go out. I was embarrassed. I didn't want to perform. As you guys know, Hollywood is very... Before the whole, campaign of curve modeling, everyone, you had to be literally like a stick figure. Producers will tell you that, like, oh, you need to not eat. I've had producers tell me, down to managers tell me, you cannot eat anything, period, until you lose this weight.
So they told you that.
Oh, yeah.
Just for your image.
For my image, especially being my background as being Asian. Asians are known to be skinny, petite. Not me. I love food. I still do.
I love food too.
Yeah, I know. But you see, look at you, you're all buff and stuff.
No, it's an ongoing struggle for a lot of people, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Whether you could look a certain way, and you know, I know folks who, from outside looking in, it's like, oh, they look great, but when you talk to them, or if you get on that subject, you find out, oh, dang, they're struggling with that too.
Exactly. No, and that's what I found out. So so I stopped performing, you know, from performing with dancers and dancing all over the stage with different dancers, to not performing at all because work has consumed me. And then before you know it, I'm like, yeah, I have so much money in the bank, but I am not singing anymore. And then I just submitted myself. Actually, before that even happened, it's been a long journey. How also singing the National Anthem fell into my lap was, I've been trying to do it since 2012. And every year I would submit to the Lakers, right? And then 2015, I was cleaning my apartment. Mind you, I was 70 pounds overweight at this time. I believe it was 2015 going on 2016. They also just announced that Kobe Bryant was retiring from, rest in peace, Kobe.
R.I.P., yeah.
Yeah, retiring from the Lakers. And I was like, oh my God, I'm never gonna get a chance to sing for Kobe again. If I don't do it now, I will never be able to do it again. Yeah. So I was cleaning my apartment, listening to Les Brown, and I was like, you know what? I paused. I was like, let me submit again to the Lakers. What's the worst thing that could happen? So I emailed the lady. I was like, hi, it's me again. If you don't give it to me again this time, I'll just try again next year. Thank you. That weekend, I got an email and the lady was like, hi, Ranella, you know, are you free? Blah, 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 blah. My whole body rose like, shut the front door. I haven't performed for 3 to 4 years. I was overweight. And I was like, how am I going to do this? But I got a gig to sing for the Lakers for the first time, and it was first time at the Staples Center then, which is now called the Crypto Stadium. And it was Kobe's last season. And I was like, oh my God, I'm excited, but I'm sad at the same time. I wish they hit me up when I was hotter and skinnier. But so that happened. Yeah, and then the funny thing is, as an artist, people don't know this, but every time I used to perform back in the days, that night, I would probably be in my lonely sunbed before I got engaged. Now I'm engaged.
Congratulations.
Thank you. You know, I sacrificed a lot down to even having boyfriends. And so I would always be alone. I would sleep and cry myself to sleep and pray to God, like, God, when is it gonna happen? I just sang for such and such today and my career is still not there. What do I have to do? So that same night, after I sung for the Lakers, I saw the Revenge Body season 1 listing. Says, have you gained weight and lost your career? Do you have bad luck in your love because you've gained weight? I was like, yes, me. Can I curse here? I'm like, yes, me, bitch, me. That is me, bitch. Like, please. So I submitted myself. That same week, I got a call. And then I got Revenge Body by Khloe Kardashian. So it was like all one thing after another.
Domino effect. Wow.
Yeah, 2016 that happened. And I was like, so I got that. And then I met Khloe for the first time. And Khloe was like, well, what do you require from a trainer? I was like, make sure he's hot. He has muscles so I can be motivated. So, and they gave me Corey Kaye. At that time, Corey just finished Creed with Michael B. Jordan. And sure enough, Michael B. Jordan was also training for Creed 2. Actually, no, the Black Panther. I didn't even know what it was at that time. Yeah. So I would be on the treadmill on one corner. I would see Michael B. Jordan in the corner of my eyes. I knew he was watching me. I just knew he was. So I just kept going on the treadmill like, yes, I'm gonna lose this weight. I'm gonna lose this weight. So I would see him train, like pushing that thing. I still don't know what the heck it's called, but that really helped me lose the weight. And then, you know, when the whole Revenge Body by Khloe Kardashian aired, when I was finally able to announce it, I've lost weight. And then I just did like go time again. However, back to the mental health. Because my weight loss was so fast and my mind wasn't ready to still to be in that place of like, oh my God, I'm finally here now, accept myself to where I'm at. even when I was overweight, I still never lost my voice. I just didn't know myself enough. I didn't love myself enough to know, like, you know what? I can do this regardless, with and without the weight.
That is crucial.
Right.
That is crucial.
So, you know, that's one thing I've realized is, like, at the end of the day, if you're really not mentally prepared for certain things, you could still go back to certain old habits. So I found myself eating fried chicken if I got, you know, weak of something, or if I got heartbroken of something or whatnot. It's really mental health that you need to check at the end of it all, because that's the start of anything. Of your core.
Loving yourself and being able to accept that even though, like, you lost the weight.
Yeah. And I gained it back a little bit. Happy weight.
But it didn't matter.
No, it didn't.
It didn't matter.
Because I still have to, at the end of the day, I still have to perform. If I am booked for a show right now, which I am right now, it's still a struggle. My schedule's busier. I still have to get on that stage and perform with or without the belly. I'm just saying. Seriously, because at the end of the day, no one's going to take this voice. This is a gift. Like, this is not something that I did to be famous. This is not something I did to gain more money, because I could have stayed with whatever my parents wanted me to do or whatnot. So I continued on, you know. That's really what it is. So that's my short and long version of my journey to where I'm at.
Journey to where you're at. So along that journey, were there moments where you wanted to quit?
Yeah, of course. All the time. Especially in the very beginning stages.
Okay.
I used to really pray a lot, and that's what's gotten me closer to God. I mean, God has been my agent throughout my career. And honestly, from the very beginning, this is what people don't know. I was my own management team. I was my own publicist. I used to create my own email. Hey, Ranella Ferrer needs to perform at your venue. When I used to open up back in the days for, like, Nelly, Keisha Cole, whatever, I had to pretend because I didn't really trust anyone. I didn't know who I can go to book me, and I would just come there. My manager told me to come here, and bodyguards would be like, I'm sorry, little lady, you need to get out of here. You're not 21 yet. I was like, what do you mean? And then that's when I would be like, you don't know who the hell I am, and da-da-da-da. And they would just be like, okay, little Asian girl, all right, cool, calm down. Let me talk to my manager, and da-da-da. So, like, I literally fought my way throughout this industry just to get to the position that I'm in right now. And that is one thing that I'm so proud of. And that's one thing that I want to, like, tell, like, younger women too, like, you know, especially in the music business, because at the end of the day, if you really believe in something that you want to do, that's a gift that you have, and that's an itch that no matter what, no matter how many times I push it away, no matter how many times I try to give it up, because of no matter how many times I've gained weight, lost money, gained money, lost loves, lost friendship. I mean, even thought losing my family. Time is money, right?
We could talk about time.
Yeah, time is money. So it's like, it still kept coming back to me. And I'm grateful that doors are still opening no matter what. That's when you know that's your calling. You know, you can't block that anymore. It's just like all over you. It's like, okay, I get it. I'm going to do this. So there's still no Asian American artist that's a household name to this day. No one that's literally like you can say, oh, hey, that's J-Lo. Exactly. If you have to think about it.
Yeah, I mean,
they have what? They have these amazing artists, Asian artists, like, what do you call them? Exactly.
I know.
I'm just saying, what do you call those guys? A group? Anyway, but if you see them walking down the street, would you know who they are?
No.
If you see J-Lo, you see Beyonce.
I would know J-Lo.
You see Celine Dion.
Yep.
You know, so it's still missing.
Ranella.
Yeah, so it's just been a journey, you know, but I'm grateful. I said I'm not the best at whatever I do. I just kept fighting for it. And, you know, I'm still here, and I still want to be able to hold everyone's hand in my culture.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm grateful that I've been embraced by different cultures.
Of course.
You know, so I think
a voice is a voice.
Yes.
You know,
voice is a voice.
Everybody can vibe with that.
Right. And you have to be overall, as you know, marketable, coming from the marketing standpoint, down to your talent, your personality, your look, whatever, you know, everything. Music.
So you mentioned a lot of things that you sacrificed along the way, what would you say was the biggest that kind of weighed heavily on you? So you said you sacrificed relationships, there was family. So what's something that really kind of hit you hard when it comes to what you've had to sacrifice on your journey?
Money. I'm just kidding. In the beginning, it was hard. Money, because it was a sacrifice. Because I'm like, how am I gonna do this now? Like, well, forget it. I'll just have to do it on my own. I'll just have to figure it out. I mean, there's been times, especially in the very beginning, like people don't know. Like I would perform at a big venue, but I would come home and crash at a girlfriend's couch.
Wow.
Yes. Not willing to call the next dude who's willing to say, hey, Ranella, just come. No, thank you. I like to keep myself to myself. Like I like to keep, because I don't want to, that's one thing that's been my core. And, reserve and preserve, ladies. I don't know what these people are telling you, but at the end of the day, I mean, to each his own. But whatever makes you happy. Yep. But I think that's also what kept myself pure and still, like, as an artist or as any entity, like, you want to have that glow, just like any glass. If it's dirty, if it's not unclean, it's not going to sparkle.
I like right? that. Oh, I like that.
So how are you going to preserve that glow?
Yeah. Right?
It starts from yourself within, whatever makes you feel happy, so.
I've just started... This past New Year's, just every day, if something happens, I'm like, it's fine, it's Friday. It could be Monday. I'm like, no, it's Friday. And it kind of like brings a little smirk. I'm like, it's not Friday, but it's Friday.
But it's Friday.
Yeah, I'm going to treat it like it's Friday. What am I going to do today to make it feel like it's Friday?
Right.
But those little things kind of help you along the way. But, so, you said something that was really interesting. You performed at a big show. Mm-hmm. And went and crashed at your friend's
couch
because of money.
Yes.
How does that even work? I mean, I'm just envisioning watching someone now who could be in that same situation.
And there may be some people that are in that position right now because they don't want to give up whatever, and they're living for whatever they feel is right. Mm-hmm. At that time, I think I didn't have a lot of monetary gain from different direction. I was rebuilding my name after the whole revenge body situation. Yeah. This is another thing. I was on television, and see, I can't talk about that part because there's contracts that I've signed on my NDA. Yeah. But I had to rebuild my brand.
Okay.
And I had to also during Revenge Body or before Revenge Body. I was obtained because of the jobs that I had to do, which is actually marketing. I did a lot of ambassador work from technology companies, beauty companies, name it, I probably worked it. I was market manager for like drink companies, sports companies, or whatever needed my face with the product. Okay. But I had to give that up because I knew, I was like, okay, it's go time. The show is out. I can't do the same thing when I'm on television. And now here I am at a convention. Hi, I'm doing this. So I knew what to give up and what not to give up. Because there was a time, I remember I was working for a company, and this was when I knew, I'm like, okay, I really have to give this brand ambassador gigs up. Mm-hmm. Because the two girls was from out of town. I think it was at the Universal Studios. And they were like, oh my God, we just watched you in our hotel room. And I was working a brand ambassador gig. And I was like, oh, that's great. Yeah. So I was like, okay, I can't do this anymore. Money is great, but I can't. So I had to choose. And I
take advantage of the momentum.
Right.
Yeah.
Also, but what I've learned was making contacts and connections in the technology world. I've worked for the biggest technology convention in the world, CES conventions.
Oh, yeah.
Every year, yes. Yeah. I told you, yes. Every year I go. This year I didn't go because I was trying to prevent from getting sick.
Yep.
But since 2014, I've been going, worked for Yahoo, to Alibaba, CNET, which is like the...
So I did not know that. That's amazing.
See, that's exactly. I'm like, I use my brain to my marketing skills, to my face, to whatever I could, to meeting the actual people of position in the technology world. So that's but in my core was like, I'm going to use this for music one day. So when it's ready, when it's go time, when I need the sponsorship for my music while I have my headphones on, with running and I'm fit and then whatever, I can be like, hey guys, I'm ready. Like, give me, then that's when you sign the big checks. Yeah. So that's exactly what my journey has entailed. And here I am. It's just the beginning of the month or the year. Mm-hmm. And I'm grateful that I'm getting calls to open up gigs more so than ever. Okay. Yeah. And, so I have 4 shows coming up so far in the next half month.
Can you say any?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I'm opening it for Life Jennings, old school R&B artist.
I like Life Jennings.
You guys should come through. We're more than welcome to come. Yes. I'm singing for LA Kings next week.
Okay.
Against the Avalanche. I'm singing for Sacramento Kings in first week of February. Okay. And I'm singing for a Filipino event. So different genres.
Yeah, but you're singing.
Yeah, but I'm singing and I love it. So yeah, those are the 4 things so far that I've agreed to do right now. So
based on all that, based on what you're doing, what you have lined up, I mean, it sounds like you've sacrificed a lot. And I know, past guests and listeners, like we've discussed it, a lot goes into building you, mm-hmm. right? A lot goes into where you have to kind of tackle all those things that can take away from your own happiness. Oh, yeah. And it seems like, from what you've gone through, and there's never an end to it.
No.
But it seems like you're at a place where, I love me. I love what I'm doing. Let's keep it going.
Yeah.
Let's keep crushing. You just got engaged.
I know. That's crazy. I'm like, what? Finally, shoot. He had to download Waze just to get to me.
But he found you.
Yeah,
finally. That's amazing. Right. But what's next for you now? So where do you go from here?
My main thing is I've always wanted to be one of the first Asian artists to open up the doors for the Asian community, to next and hold their hand, because I just want one world tour. That's it. Whether it be singing for the biggest stadiums of the world to sing the National Anthem, down to I don't know, doing one of my singles that needs to be has yet to be released. Mm-hmm. As you know, as a musician, you have to have that one main song.
Gotta have something.
Yes, yeah. Exactly. I just want that. And then, maybe be next to you and hosting and be the next Asian Oprah. Is that too much? Is that too much?
That's not too much.
No. One thing I've said is sky's the limit. I mean, we only have one life to live. What's the difference between those people there and there's no difference.
No difference.
There's no difference. They have the same time.
They have the same exact time.
And it always goes back to the mental state. Mm-hmm. They did it. They believed it. That's what they've been around. That's what they've been exposed to. So they just did it. If you want to believe into being the best podcast host, which you are well on your way to becoming, this is exactly what we're doing, down to being the best of whatever it is. I mean, there's just sacrifices that you need to do. Sacrifice whatever extra habits. You guys know what your extra habits that you don't need to be doing. And now is the time. That little bit of sacrifice goes a long way, because that time that you could be doing what you need to do for your career or for your dream or for your goal or for your heart's calling, that could be put towards to being successful. Yep.
I completely agree. Compartmentalization is something that I practice, and it's largely composed of incrementally breaking up my day. So I make sure that I commit to most of my day needs to be committed to myself.
Right.
So and whether that's, mental health, physical health, or my end goal, which is having more freedom of time. Right. And so that's okay, my tech company or real estate, I need to make sure those things get the energy that they need. Right. So I can get in a place in the future, right, to be all right. But something that you've said this whole time has been going back and forth, which is when you said that you gained the weight back, or you lost the weight and gained the weight, but you still had your voice. Mm-hmm. And that from my perspective, that's your core.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
So, and nothing else really, like, because that's your passion and that's what you do and that's what you love. Like, everything else is kind of extra.
Right. Everything else is extra, even though sometimes other things are highlighted more than the other. You know, I'm going to give you an example. Like last year, as you know, like the whole world was shut down and things were starting to open up last year. And
got a taste of it.
I finally got into a relationship. At that time, we weren't, you know, we didn't know we were going to get married yet. So I got a call to sing the national anthem for the 95th America Fest, 4th of July. Mind you, it's a 4th of July event, so you know that's the biggest.
That's big.
I mean, at the Rose Bowl Stadium.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, well, shoot, I just gained this much weight from being happy, sitting on the couch and not doing much, just eating things that I have not eaten before or just been, you know, depriving myself of. And I was like, I have no choice because they told me like this a week before. My body wasn't physically ready, but my voice was. So what do I have to do? Like, I still have to do what I have to do. And you just, if you stay ready with whatever gift you have, you ain't got to get ready. Your physical does. There's Spanx there available, ladies and gentlemen. So if you guys need that, I'll let you know the brand.
You showed up and sang it though.
And I still did, and I'm grateful for that. So, you know, I was like, I wasn't gonna say no because, but wait a minute, guys, I still have to do this. No, I am going to do what I have to do because that's what I love to do. And that's another thing. If you genuinely love doing whatever it is that your heart desires, it's never going to feel like work.
It's easy.
The only work around is pretty much the people around it. Usually having a great team is important, and that's one thing. I've learned this from listening to great people. Hire and fire as much as you can. If it doesn't feel well in your spirit, let him go.
Yep.
Especially as an artist, because you become vulnerable and you become open with people that you work with. If you feel like they're not being right to you, behind you, in front of you, I'm sorry, you have to let them go. But you have to be smart about it because you have to hire people that knows what they're doing better than you with other aspects of your career or your path.
I have a few folks I would love for you to talk to.
Nice.
I'm not in the music industry, but I've always been music industry adjacent.
You always are. You get them drunk, you know.
Yeah, I'll talk to them, you know. But yeah, I have a few folks I would love for you to talk to, just for synergy's sake.
Nice.
Right?
Okay.
Just for
I would love
artists, producers, all that whole world that I'm not creative enough or talented enough to be in.
Oh, stop! You are.
I can't.
You created this. This is creative enough.
That was me.
Maybe you're like the
That was
brain
my
behind
vocals.
it that you haven't even tapped into yet.
I like
Sometimes
that.
you might have.
That was good.
Yeah, you might have some stuff that needs to be tapped into that you don't realize because you just did right now. You heard it here first.
Yeah. I like that. So we're gonna close out, but I do want to hear from you if there's anything that someone listening that wants to kind of create their own path when it comes to singing or just their creative passion in general, because that to me is unique in itself. You know, having a passion for helping people or having a passion for wine, I don't know, other things like that. But being a creative or being an artist to me is extremely unique. For what you said, like you're very vulnerable. You put yourself out there. You perform in front of
Thousands, in front of you.
Thousands.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
On TV and all that stuff. So that's very polarizing. So if someone, you know, who was, how old were you when you started? Teens?
Yes. Very much so.
Your younger self, if you could tell her something, it was like, hey, girl, do this. Please, it'll help you 100-fold. What would you tell her?
I mean, there are certain things that I still remain the same. Be humble. Stay humble, no matter how much you've done, become. Always remain humble. Plus, it also helps you to see who is around you that's going to try to take advantage or take seriously. Sometimes, be quiet because you just observe, absorb, apply.
I like that.
Observe, absorb, and then apply. right? And never give up. I mean, literally, if, like I said, if you really truly believe that this is what your calling is, trust me, the universe, God, Jesus Christ will continue to supply your needs of whatever it is that you have to do to get to that next destination. And if it's not genuinely for self, if you listen to even podcasts of success or whatnot, everyone says to millionaires, billionaires, everybody, you have to be able to bring something back to the world or to other people to be of service in order, when you're at that certain position, you should be able to have something more to offer than just for self-gratification.
Give.
Yeah. And just continue to fight for it. If you believe in it, don't ever lose your self-respect. Or don't let anyone ever disrespect you. Put your foot down if you know you have something to offer. Now, if it's just the beginning stages and you still are, I mean, even sometimes, sometimes are people that are more divas than I am. And I'm like, I don't even know who you are yet, but it's okay. I'll just give you, your time or whatnot. And then they follow me on Instagram, and I notice they start kissing my butt. And I'm just like, you lost your chance because I already know what type of person you are. You had to just, like I said,
authenticity.
There you go. Authenticity. You have to have that. If it's real, if it's true to you, follow that. Yeah. Don't let anyone like block you from your dreams. And you will find also, if you're looking for love or whatever, in the midst of it all, you will find someone who will accept you for you. That's not jealous. That's one of the things that's supportive, that's going to be additional to whatever it is that you want for yourself, no matter what. But be patient.
That answered the question thoroughly.
Yeah. Thank you.
Last thing, did you came to LA to do exactly what you're doing now?
Yeah, I didn't even know it. That's what I'm saying, and then some.
Yeah.
You don't know. I just wanted to sing. That's all. I really just wanted to sing. I was like, I just want to sing for the world. I don't know how that's gonna happen, but it's gonna happen.
And now you're doing it.
Yeah. Jeez, yeah. One day for the Super Bowl, though. I want to be able to sing for the Super Bowl one day, and the Olympics. I have time for the Olympics, but one day for the Super Bowl.
You put it out there.
Yeah.
You put the energy there.
I know.
So far, everything's been coming back to you. So
right. I actually have this picture of myself. I remember I was helping my sister at the Rose Bowl. She was going to Cerritos High School at that time. She was like, at the Ranella, for big sisters, can you help me, for my high school thing? We're gonna do like this, when high schools sell hot dogs to, I don't know, they do volunteer. I don't know. They do the volunteer for their high school. I was like, fine, it's too early for me, but I'll do it. And I remember someone was doing like a trumpet like sound check for 4th of July. So I snuck in and I was taking a picture and I was like, man, one day I'm going to sing here. And then like years later, I still have the before and after photo. I'm like, oh my God.
That's wild.
Yeah. So.
That's energy. All right. Well, I want you to tell everyone where they can find you. Where they can hear you.
Sure.
And I would love to have you on our meeting of the minds that's coming up in the next few months.
Nice.
So we're going to have a group.
Thank you.
We're going to have a group of like-minded folks, who have had their fair share of sacrifices and struggles and successes and whatnot. And we're just going to talk everything.
Success.
Yeah, we're going to talk success. We're going to talk mental health, we're going to talk physical health, we're going to talk well-being, all that stuff, and then eventually get to that, business synergy as well, because all that thing, it's a holistic approach, but we'd love to have you there.
I would love that.
But I'm super glad that you were able to show up and grace us with your presence.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. This has been enjoyable.
Of course. We're going to have her sing after this.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, go ahead and tell everybody where they can find you.
Right now, you can only find me on Instagram. Don't follow me at home. I'm just kidding.
Touche.
Right? Instagram, Ranella Ferrer, Ranella, F as in Frank, ERRER.
Well, keep us updated with whatever you're booked for. Would love to go see you in person.
Absolutely.
Again, thank you so much. And we will certainly catch you next time. Thank you all the listeners for tuning in to the 83K Way. we will catch you on the next episode. And yeah, see you.